Here we are. It's Friday evening at 6 p.m. You know what that means? You know what that means? It means I need a new light here. You see, I'm using a lamp today. Let me see if I can get it closer, closer. I don't mind doing this live stream in the dark. I really don't. It's all about making people smile and putting a smile and happiness on their face. That's what it's all about. Let me show you what happened. I always have something happening, Moelma and Rona Cease, Rodell, just a few minutes before live, right? Here, let me show you what happened. I have to reach down here. Busted! My halo is broken. You know what that means. Bad things are about to happen. That's what that means. The halo is busted. See? Looks like it belongs here, doesn't it? Oh, no, no, no. That's terrible. I had to put it out of the way because it broke. It broke. I should check these things out right before live, shouldn't I? Anyway, so now you're going to see the lamp. This lamp here is all I got to work with. But it's not very bright. It's probably only 11 watts or 10 watts of power. So this is what we get, right? I could do this, I suppose. I could do this. Ooh. That probably wouldn't be good. I scare myself even doing that. So this will be fun because then you can see the lamp is going to be in the shot. Crystal's Adventure is here. Rona Cease is in the house. Perry Shaylee, Josephine Francisco, always a winner. Anna Mae Reyes, Mike married to a beautiful woman. Who else is in the house? Who is brave enough to be here? Who is brave enough? All those that participated in Pinky's giveaway would like to thank you. Pinky would like to thank you. That's for sure. Who else is here? Who did I miss? Who didn't get a shout out? Moelma, we did for sure. Let's see who else. Michael Sacomos, Birds of a Feather, Alien Cruise Official, Shaney Rasa, Nicole Farr, shared me out on social media also. Yeah, I pay attention. RD Vlog is in the house. Max. Mavs Mixed Adventure, brother-in-law Mavs. What's going on, Mavs? Jessa's here. Hi, Jessa. Good to see you. Everybody here wants to win some money, even though I know you've been doing very well the last few days on other people's channels. I've been seeing the money going out, that's for sure. Dez's channel is here. Mel, good morning. Which Mel are you? James is here. Menge. Everybody is here. They stopped by to say hey, or hi. All right, we're gonna get rocking and rolling pretty soon. I have a few things to talk about before we draw 3 winners. Let's see. Good evening, the amazing whatever. It's too much for me to say now, so we'll just post it up there for a minute. It's too much for me now, Mike. There's Pink. Woohoo, Pink in the house. Lorraine Pajares is here. Tim Deziak is here. All right, so we're going to be drawing winners, that's for sure. And these winners are going to have an opportunity to, 3 of you that is, to win pesos 333 in your GCASH account. I loaded it up the other day. I loaded it up yesterday afternoon. Minnie dragged me away from the project. She dragged me away from the new home construction. Ads. I see ads. So it's going very, very well. The fence is going up fast. I'm really amazed. But keeping up with these guys is hard. We have to order supplies. As a matter of fact, we need more sand. And we run, luckily I went out there to see how everybody was doing it. We were fortunate enough to realize, that we caught it that we need like 4 or 5 or 6 bags of sand. Actually, 50 bags of sand is what the mason told us. That has to be delivered tomorrow morning, so there aren't any interruptions in the service. They could keep on going. And bringing this up to curbside, up to street side, this fence took a little bit of doing because they had to dig deep before they found bedrock, before they found solid ground. You guys know we're in reclaimed swampland territory, so we had to get some rebar made and put in some gravel and make sure it was compacted, and then pour cement, and then some more cement, and build a really, really nice foundation for the hollow block. And so we're going to match the other side of the fence from our other house so that it looks like it belongs there. GMB is here. So I hope everything works out okay. Hello, nice to meet you, my friend. How are you, TV? How are you? I don't know. My Japanese it's not that great these days. Thank you for coming. Mark is here. Journals is here. 19 million people in the house. Okay, as promised, we're going to start this off by stuffing the pig. Now, you guys have to pay attention to this a little bit. There's money in here already from where we've see. Look, poor piggy. Looks a little bit like a lechon partially eaten. But let me see. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's already money inside here. I'm trying to see. For those of you who haven't been here the last couple streams, there's already money inside the pig. Now, this is Christmas money. Jimmy, this is Christmas money. So basically what's going to happen here is around Christmas time, right before, you're going to have a chance to guess how many pesos have been stuffed inside the pig. And if you're one of the first ones to guess and get closest to the actual amount, like we did last year, then you shall win all the money that's in the pig. But thanks to a suggestion, Mike generally has good suggestion. Mike Married came up with the idea that we should start earlier to make sure that this pig is packed full of yummy goodness before Christmas time. And so we're gonna put some money in there right now. I have change today. I have change. Let me see what's going on here with my live chat. Jim B, let me give you a jacket. Who else needs a jacket? Okay. Jess is taken care of. Crystal's is good. Rona. All right. Thanks everybody again for joining us. All right. So now I've got change, right? Now it would be not. It's a guessing contest, right? And so I have change. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to give you one look at it. See, you'll have to guess what coins are going in there. But okay, now I'm putting it in the pig now. Watch. Proof is right here. And the pig pretty much just is happy when it's stuffed. It just sits here on the desk. And so we're going to do that right now. Here goes the change going into the pig. Now, this is the first change going in there. You see? Annie is here. Charam is in the house. I like the jingly sound that it makes, but we're stepping up our game this week too. I've got this to put in. So this, you'll have to add to your list, right? Yep, I'm going to go ahead and stuff it in here. Like, there you go. You know how you stuff lechon with lemongrass? You know, when you start making it? Well, that's pretty much what we're doing here. We're stuffing it with lemongrass. Anything green is good. Green backs. That's money. That could be in your pocket a couple of weeks before Christmas time. If you are the first one to guess, get the closest, guess how much money is stuffed inside the pig. You know, I think I have a couple more coins here. I think I'm going to put a couple more coins in there. So I got a little bit of coins here. I don't want them to go to waste. Here you go. There, that sounds better. 20 million people in the house. Manny-O is here. That's Kuya Manny. Annie Avancina. Sena. Annie Avancina. There, I hope I got it right. You know how I'm always messing up. I need a sip of some vitamins. I want to talk about a couple of things, right? Number one, I've talked about this before. I hope that I don't bore you with this. The first thing I like to talk about is that YouTube has the nicest people on it, God repairs, that I have ever met. They have the nicest people that are, especially my YouTube subscribers. But then also on the opposing side of it, the opposite end, we also have the meanest people that I've ever met. Right. We also have some of the meanest people and the nastiest people that I've ever met. Not met. I hope I never meet them. But they can make some very, very rude comments sometimes, right? So, for example, I'm going to give you the event of the week. That's what we're going to start off this live stream with talking about. Well, you're nice, Tim. You're nice enough anyway. I suppose you could be a little bit nicer. Here's what happens, right? So somebody calls me. I understand where they got this from, first of all, right? I'm a very understanding person, but they called me an educated idiot. But it's been my experience. They called me an educated idiot. So somewhere along the line, I've talked about my education, and here's what I've discovered about people who call you educated idiots, right? The people generally, thank you, Mike. I'm nice sometimes. The people that generally will say you're an educated idiot are the people that don't have a formal education. That's what I've discovered. In other words, it's the people. See, now if you'll never hear a person that's a college graduate call someone else who's a college graduate an educated idiot. Nobody does that. I'm here to tell you that no one does that. Now, if you could prove me wrong, then go ahead, prove me wrong. And so I asked that person, I said, so, what is I wasn't down on them, but I said, well, so what kind of a degree do you have? Do you have a bachelor's? Do you have a graduate degree? You got a master's degree in something? Are you a doctor, a PhD? Well, so we're going to go there, huh? And then they disappeared. You see what I'm saying? Maris is here. You see what I'm saying? In other words, they most likely, don't have that great of an education. And so I get called an educated idiot. So what were we talking about, Mike? Mike, I was going to bring it up, but you know what we were talking about? You know what they were insisting on talking about were tariffs, right? And I think they were gloating about the fact that panel of judges said that no, you've overstepped your presidential authority in the United States. The U.S. president has by imposing these tariffs. And I don't know. I said, I don't know. I didn't do enough. I haven't done enough research on it, but I did now. I know what the answer is now. And so the very next day, the appellate court, they stayed that. And they said, wait a minute. Yeah, but would you call somebody an educated idiot, Mike? That's the thing. That's the difference on whether somebody views you as being educated or not. That's the whole thing I'm trying to say here. If you would call somebody that I don't know. I don't know, Mike. Please don't make me go there. But anyway, so today or yesterday, one day later after this happened, the appellate court stayed that lower court decision. And then, of course, I went to chat GPT and I asked them. And the answer came back so fast. I said, of course, the President of the United States can impose tariffs. And then they gave me 3 or 4 reasons why it's constitutional. It is because Congress gave the president the power and authority to do it. And then it gave the examples. So I didn't know that before I got into a little confrontation with this dude. And I was not arguing any point whatsoever. I was just saying that you have to reserve judgment. You just have to, Tim says, I call them mental midgets. I don't know. I mean, but that's an insult to midgets, isn't it, though, Tim? Some of my best friends are little people. Yeah, you just simply don't be rude to each other. So I was just simply saying that it's a good idea if we, if I reserve judgment until I've done my research. All right, that's all I was trying to talk to the person. It's a person I communicate with, sometimes online through Messenger. And so I had said, I think I need to pass on this one because I don't know enough about it, but I do now. I do now. And now I see why, no matter what judge, lower court judge says that the president doesn't have the authority. I now know that the president does have the authority. And now I have my citations, which I'm not going to bore you with because we're talking about, Tim says. Anyway, that was just one case in point. That's all I was saying, reserve judgment. And now if you're too quick to judge, which oftentimes I am, then, then I deserve the critique. But as you get older, you tend to learn, not to put yourself out there unless you have the facts in front of you. And so that's what I have learned to do. It's not a matter of, that I'm a party loyalist or anything like that. I'm certainly not that. I am loyal and true to the people I need to be loyal and true to. And Mike, you know who those people are. And or those things are, I should say. All right. So then on to another subject. This one's definitely Philippines related. So my question for you, and it's okay if you're not familiar with this term, but is the Philippines, because it can be complicated again. Nitban, how are you? Where are you? Nitban, are you in California? What mountain did you just climb? Didn't you just climb some high mountain? Tariffs are paid by the people in higher costs. Yeah, so that is the argument that they're using, Mike. That is the argument. But I wouldn't know. Nobody is screaming at me from home saying, oh my gosh, things are climbing like crazy. For example, I'll give you an example. Cars for sure would be going up in price. But when I asked every single friend I've got in the States about, if they were in a market for a new car, and if they were, could they go over and check out the prices of them? I just got birds on a wire. I got birds on a fence. I got people that got back to me and saying, what are you, crazy, Dan? I'm going to drive my old hoopty until the wheels fall off. I can't afford to go out there and buy another car. Hence, there's a direct relationship. It's supply and demand, that even if that were true, the price of cars are going up. I mean, like a huge number, which I'm sure is true. There's no market for people buying. There's no market for vehicles right now because people aren't buying them. So if you want to go online or go into Chat GPT and fact check me on that, then you'll see that car sales are in the toilet. Josephina's here, hanging in there with us. So Marianne Robotic is here. So the point being that, yes, but there's no market for the product anyway. And so you can give me another product like TV sets, and I would say the same thing. You give me another product like refrigerators, and then I would say refrigerator sales year over year have only increased by 1.1%. How do I know this stuff? Because people challenge me all the time on this stuff. I go find out the answer. I reserve judgment. I go research, and I discover what the truth is, what the answer is. Then I come back to them, and then sometimes it goes in their favor, and other times it irritates them. But I generally will reserve, if I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer, and then I'll get back with them later. And so there's no market. There couldn't be a better time in history for tariffs, quite frankly. I mean, that's my bottom line opinion, which is worth nothing. And the reason is because nobody is buying stuff right now. South Texan Jerry. It's got to be early in the morning where you're at, Jerry. It's got to be around the 1st, June 1st. Time flies when you're having fun. So you see, there couldn't be a better time to do it. And that is because nobody can afford to buy anything. So they wouldn't say, none of my friends have come to me and said, yeah, I'm going to go out. I was going to go out. I was thinking about buying a brand spanking new electric car. Turns out that when I went over there to the showroom, I could not afford the price they wanted to pay. Irene and Irish is here. Aye. Yes, the truth. You can't handle the truth. Exactly. A lot of times I can't. And so the truth is, that's the truth according to Dan, no one's in the market for that product anyway. And so I can't, it would go up in price anyway based on simple supply and demand. Are you following what I'm saying? Right? Just based on simple supply and demand. Forget about the tariffs. And so it's the perfect time to impose such, for many people, seems to be a very, very mysterious thing. It's not very mysterious to me. I understand perfectly how it works. And am I pro tariffs? I'd have to say that I'm pretty close to being pro tariffs. If that's going to get you to stop watching me, it was nice knowing you. The U.S. is what? Number one in trucks. We make a dang good truck. I will say this. Right? U.S. produces most pickup trucks in the world. Which country is the second? It is in Southeast Asia. So that I don't have an answer for. I actually don't know. But it probably would be where the biggest population of people is, and that's and some of the hardest working people in the world. It probably would be India, would be my guess. I mean, they need trucks. They work hard. So let's get on to something else. The next subject. It's Thailand. That makes sense. That also makes sense. Let's go on to something else. Is the Philippines, this is directly related to the Philippines now, is the Philippines becoming a matriarchal society? Do you know what a matriarchal society is? Nipan, do you know what a matriarchal society is? And so I was thinking, I was just pondering, as my guys are working out there, I'm pondering. And the reason why this came up is simply because I hear a lot of complaints from women, right? I hear a lot of complaints from women. And Nipan says yes, and Tim is saying yes. But check this out, you guys, and that's the way that I feel too. But then I go into Chat GPT, and it says it's complex. It's complex. It's a complex question. Matriarchal reminds me of elephants. Oh, I'm having trouble making that connection. It probably has something to do with something I don't have any knowledge about. How they're very social animals and they mingle with each other. Glenda Montero is here. How are you, Glenda? You won some money. Didn't you, in Pink's game? So, I did too, by the way. Full disclosure. So the thing is that, and then here's the strange thing about Chat GPT, right? Here's the strange thing. So it says it's complicated, and then it started giving me examples of how it has become a matriarchal society. In other words, that women make the decisions in the household. Women go to college and get degrees in the Philippines. They're way ahead of men. They go to work in the big city and the call centers to support their families. All the big decision making that has to be made is made by women. And so I was thinking to myself, women in here, Filipino women, to be more specific, do you run things in your do you run your man, right? Are you in charge of your man? Is your man doing what they're supposed to do anyway? And do you make the big decisions in the household where it comes to even things like, handling the household budget, what you're going to buy that the household needs? Do you have the final decision making power in that? I'm just kind of curious if that takes place in most Filipino households. So anyway, yes, it gave enough evidence to convince me that I agree with you that have chimed in that said that, yeah, it's gravitating towards a matriarchal society. As everybody knows, so is the United States. And the United States is leaning so far that way, well, that it's just better for men to become women, I think. Gee, I can't believe I said that. I don't know. How do you say it? In Spanish, it's called arancel. Khasi and Garo tribes in India have a matriarchal society. That place, the abode of the clouds, is very beautiful with a lot of waterfalls. That place receives the most rainfall in the world. Cool. Sounds like a really nice place. Romel Guapo is here. So you see, I have a feeling that that's what's happening here in the Philippines. I've been through observation, anecdotal evidence, until I started researching. I started discovering all this stuff. It's a little bit scary what I've discovered, but I wanted to share a little bit of you just for another minute or so, and then we're going to move on to the contest. Mike is saying, before the Spanish found the Philippines, the women controlled the money, had women warriors, were leaders. After the Spanish changed it. Yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense to me. That would have occurred that way. So Claire is here. Jessa hanging in there with us. All right, so 27 million people in there. We're about ready to start the contest. So one final thing I want to talk about. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially since I have a beer in my hand right now. And it happens to be a San Miguel Pilsner, not a light. And that is that alcoholism among males is on the rise in the Philippines. And I'm not sure, but this could have something to do with it. I got a mosquito now that just climbed into the light. And so go into the light, my friend. Follow the light. No, that looks more like a termite. That's scary. So anyway, I don't know if you've experienced that, ladies, or men, if you feel as though the men are drinking a little bit too much, it's making it a little bit difficult to get up in the morning and head out the door to work. And so it causes a few problems, such as being able to get out the door to work to earn money for the family, right? It'll cause those kind of problems for you. Have some of you women in here experienced such things? Or maybe you don't care to admit it, that you've had relationships in the past where you've had a man and he drank a little bit too much and it interfered with the household, their ability to make a living. And so maybe having a wife, she controls the house, the money the rules. Men just think we are in control, which I'm good with, thinking that I'm in control. I'm okay with that. you know. So, but this is kind of like a cautionary warning to pay attention to such things, and that is that if you drink a little bit too much and it starts interfering with your ability to make a living and earn money to help support your household, whether you're a man or you're a woman, it really doesn't matter. That's a problem. That's a problem. See? And so I think that I'm seeing threads of that, in Filipino society. I haven't been here that long. I've only been here for 3 short years. So uh, I observe things happening, and then I do a little bit of research, and you can see those numbers starting to surge. John is here. Hi, John. So, I mean, check yourself. Women, you're in charge, apparently. Check your men. Make sure they have a good time, but make sure they don't have that great of a good time to the point where they can't get up Monday morning and get to work on time. Easier not to drink. It's been 37 years since I last drank alcohol. Congratulations. That's right. It's not really a difficult, well, yeah, for some it's a difficult choice to make, So, yeah, I almost said that, yeah, that was a nice decision that you made 37 years ago. My congratulations. Congratulations if it's worked out well for you. So now, I don't have that type of myself. I'm lucky, and I don't have that type of addictive personality. I know you can become addicted to my personality, but I'm not. I don't easily get addicted to things like beer and alcohol and wine and hard liquor and things like that. I could stop and not drink for months on end, and I won't miss it. In fact, this beer, Yenarine Emmy vlogs that I'm enjoying now would be about the first one that I've had in quite a while. I mean, I can't really even remember the last time that I had a beer or any drink for that matter. I'm usually the one watching everybody else enjoy their life. Viana Cañas is here. Madeline Reyes, South Texas. Jerry is hanging in there with us. Dan, being married to a Filipina, do you find it that life is an adventure every day? Exciting adventure. It's a very, very exciting adventure. And I've learned not to become too excited about the adventure myself. You have to take everything as it comes, and not react emotionally. You have to wait. Time is your friend. Time is your friend to let everything work itself out or work itself through. And the communication thing, does come into play. I'm not going to lie to you. It does. In fact, I would say that 9 times out of 10, when Minnie and I have some kind of disagreement, it's because we weren't deciphering each other's secret message. And so sometimes we have to sit down and we have to go, okay, let's work through this because this isn't making any sense. Why would we disagree about something as simple as this? And then we'll realize that we're on the same page. You see, if there's an issue with somebody with something in communication, I'm usually the one that yes. What's the red thing facing down? Oh, this is my light. This is what we're working with today. My halo busted, and so I'm using this lamp. So anyway, yeah, if we have a disagreement, I'm usually the one that's behind it, because I leap too quick in assuming something. I didn't get the whole message. My Sawa asked me what it's like being married to her. I told her that it's an adventure because it's new every day. it's new every day. Yeah, and it is. Especially when we're building this, we're starting this adventure of building this house. And uh I'm the idea guy, right? I share the ideas. Don't be like American fans, disagree on political. Yeah, I think that is the weirdest thing. You know what, Jerry? It's okay to have robust discussions and disagreements about stuff. But when it interferes with, oh, I'm never talking to you again, that's really weird. You know, Anna G, a member for 1 month. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jerry, really, that point is well made. I mean, it's kind of weird. Wow, you really meant to be Sir Dan and Sis Minnie because you always want to make things work. Yeah, that's right. Time cures all problems we have discovered. you patience is the answer. The key is patience. The key is patience. She will tell you that. You know. 1 month in the books. Thank you so much, Anna G. Cressy Manzanero is here. Beating by Ren. I almost said something else. All right, so we're going to be doing this contest, right? It's very weird to fight with your family about politics. It really is, because especially as screwed up as politics is in the United States, that would be that's a double whammy, right? that's even crazier, right? As I've told a lot of my friends, they just don't understand it. I am not a party loyalist. Yes, I'm registered to a party. Yeah. But I am not a party loyalist. If I discuss, besides that, it's changed too much. Is a Kennedy Democrat a Democrat today? Is a Ronald Reagan Republican a good representation of the Republican Party today? I mean, is a Clinton Democrat your Democratic Party? I mean, it's so weird. James Robinson is here. I sure will, James. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Knit band. It happens a lot here in the United States. Offspring with their parents, family members of each other. It's very sad. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight out. Here's what I believe. Larry's here. Here's what I believe, and that is that Larry says he's registered independent. And here's the thing, the only person who can watch out for you is you. That's it. You're the one that's responsible for you and your actions. The Democratic Party is not making decisions for me, nor is the Republican Party, nor is any human being that is walking this planet, except for Mam Mini, of course. But that's like being the same person, right? Married couple. So, but you see, no one tells me like that what I should be thinking, how I should be voting, and the reasons why. No one does. Of course we're allowed. Of course we're allowed. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Hey, by the way, Mike, is it true that Alberta, Canada wants to become the 51st state? Alberta, we would love to have Alberta. I got to tell you, I don't think that. I think they should all remain a sovereign nation. But heck, Alberta wants to be the 51st state. There's a lot of money there that Alberta produces. I'm all for it. They'd bring a lot of tax revenue for the government to waste. I keep seeing that all over the news about Alberta. That would cause a war, wouldn't it? I don't think Canada would let Alberta go because they contribute too much to the Canadian economy. Yeah, that would be a mess. And I don't think the United States would go to war with Canada over this silly nonsense. But anyway, okay. Let's talk about the contest, and we'll get off that subject. But I thought I'd give you a few things to think about, because they don't want to become a state. Okay, they want to become their own country, I guess. Mike, do you want the Golden Dome and become the 51st. I don't think Mike. Nah, I don't think. I don't think Mike wants to become the 51st state, Knitband. 25 million people here. We chase some away. That's okay. They'll be back if they want the money. Okay, so here's how it goes. So we're going to be using the random number generator on Google. And what we're going to do is we're going to put, a number between 1 and 25 in the random number generator, because that's what we have here in the chat right now. And then you will guess what number the random number generator is going to come up with, which will be fun. If you're the first one to enter that into the chat after I put start into the chat, then you might be the lucky winner of Pesos 333. So we're going to do that 3 times. The Golden Dome only protects certain areas of cities. Yeah, I don't think there's 100% protection from anything anywhere. Mike, I don't think so. I could be wrong, though. All right, let's get going. We're going to go with a number between 1 and 25. When I say start, not when I say start, but when it appears in the chat, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 25. But check this out. You only get one guess. And so that means that there are 25 people in the chat, which means that I should only have 25 guesses appearing for a chance to win. So now, are we ready to go? You guys understand how this works? You're going to pick a number between 1 and 25. And you can start guessing as soon as you see start appear in the chat. And hopefully we won't get any commercials. Looking good, looking good, looking good. I'm about ready to enter the stop command, meaning that guessing is over. So stop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Stop has been entered. Okay, now we're going to go to the random number generator of Google. Random number generator. And we're going to set it up for between 1 and 25. Number 1 and 25. Let me see if it'll show up on the camera. I don't know if it will or not. There you go. 1 and 25. I think it's out of focus, but you could see it. And then I'm just going to hit the generate. If I can, generate. It's not 5. I don't think so. And the number is 19. So the winning number for the first round is 19. And I'm going to wait a second to see if we have a winner. Did someone choose number 19? I'm sure someone in here did. Anime says it's Claire. Claire, the moment I met you, I swear. Claire's the winner of 333 pesos with number 19. Congratulations. All of a sudden, our count creeped up there to 32. So now we're going to go for round 2. We're going to go for round 2, except this time we're going to do the numbers between 1 and 32. 1 and 32. So when you see start in the chat, you may choose the number between 1 and 30. Did I say 31 or 32? Let's go with 31. Choose a number between 1 and 31. But Claire is out of it this time because she's a winner. And so she's going to stand down and give someone else an opportunity to win. So when you see start appear in the live chat, then you go ahead and start guessing a number between 1 and 31. But you only get one guess, which means there are 31 people in here. So I should only see 31 guesses. So when you see start appear, start guessing a number between 1 and 31. We're off and running. All right, looks like all the guesses are in. And so when you see stop appear in that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. The guessing part of this is over for game number 2. We're 47 minutes into this live. And we're at our second opportunity to win here. Okay, so now we're going to set this up between 1 and 31. So the last winning number was 19. It's still up there. And you see how I changed this over to 31? And now we're going to generate the number. 8. 8 is what came up. Do we have a winner at number 8? Number 8. I'll wait a couple seconds to see if somebody... RD. Pink says it's RD. Anna May says it's RD. It is. Larry says it's R. Everybody says RD Vlogs as the winner. Congratulations. With pesos 333. That's 34 million people in the house. So we're zooming through this, right? We're zooming through this because I know you guys got to get on their other channels. There are other giveaways going on. So we're going to boost this up to 35. 1 to 35. And Claire won and RD Vlogs won. And so you guys are out of play to give someone else a chance to win. So this time it's going to be the first person that guesses a number between 1 and 35. And I'm going to go ahead and put start in the chat. And as soon as you see that appear, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 35. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm going to put stop in there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. The guessing part is over. Sekbuchi's here. Jalen Varalisas hanging in there. Jessa chose number 28. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so now I said 1 to 35. Let me bring it up on Google. And you'll see it has not been tampered with, except that I changed the perimeters to 35. And there's the last winning number was 8. Okay, ready? Let's generate to see which one of you won. Wow! How did I know that was going to happen? 35, and I think I saw it. I think I saw someone guess number 35. So I'll stand by while you guys tell me who won. That's so weird. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks wins with the number 35. 333 pesos. That was fun. I had a good time. What about you? All right, now you know the rules. You guys have to find me and send me your GCASH number. I might have it around here somewhere, but there's no guarantees. You guys have to do the homework. You guys have to send me your GCASH number if you want to get paid. And if I see that, then I'm going to send it out in GCASH. Otherwise, if I don't see a message from you that has your number, then I'm just going to keep the money and spend it on, I don't know, another bottle of beer. No, I probably won't spend it on beer. I'll probably wait until I hear from you. All right, everybody, it was fun. It was real. It was real fun. Minnie, are you here? Minnie. Let's see if Minnie's around. She could say hello to you guys. The pig's really excited. Oh, she's here. Okay, come on in. Say hello to everybody. We got a good crowd of folks. Yeah, I'm all done. Come on in. There you go.
Good evening.
Hello, Ma'am Minnie. Oh, so you did a good job. I just want to compliment you, Minnie. You did a good job taking care of the crew today. Yay. Of course she does. She tells me stay away from them. She says they did a really good job. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next live stream. Bye-bye. We're out. Send me your GCASH number or else. Bye.